The idea there is that you get the word out, you actually share the information and knowledge to the whole world. You're kind of taking a risk as the inventor that, hey, I'm going to be, in a way, losing my knowledge that I've gained. This invention is going to get shared with the world. You're sort of gambling. You're betting on the fact that you're going to get the application granted. And that is sort of the big trade-off. You're sharing the invention, you're helping us all get smarter in exchange for getting a limited monopoly on the claim set that you hopefully issued. What causes a U.S. patent to become invalid even after it's been issued? And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that this is possible. It's a darn shame. And I would be against it. But this is the rule. This is the way the laws work. They can change. Okay, so if laws change, right, either through Supreme Court or Federal Circuit decisions, the U.S. patent law can change after you already have your patent issued and granted. And so this happened about 10 years ago with Alice v. CLS Bank, very famous patent case that introduced this concept of how abstract ideas or normal everyday human behavior done on a computer, it's not enough. It doesn't meet the threshold for something to become patentable. And so a lot of patents that were just merely doing the things but on a computer that we normally do before, well, that isn't significant enough. It's just an abstract mention of doing things on a computer. So many patents were invalidated and no longer enforceable after that Supreme Court case decision. Lots of other cases can come up, and it's possible that once you get a patent granted, there may be some issues around enforcement. So the best recommendation to move forward here is if you have a patent and you're wondering about, maybe you spot an infringer, speak with a patent attorney, make sure that one, your claims are going to be eligible, that you stand on solid ground, that you've got a patent that can be enforced validly with the current laws. And maybe something also to check on before you pay your big maintenance fee to the patent office, which can happen every 3.5, 5.5, and 7.5 years for utility patents. Before you pay that fee, check with the attorney, make sure that your patent is still going to be valid. Not any concern there. Design patents, which we're going to get to later, do not require any maintenance, which is pretty cool, but they don't last quite as long, 15 years versus 20 years on the utility side. I'm using Autodesk Fusion, but I cannot convert the design into a drawing into a patent format. What are some software that people use to convert into patent drawing formats? A great question. Again, I'm not familiar with Autodesk, but it's probably pretty common. So you may get an answer here from some of our audience members. What I will say is that patent drawings are specific and does depend, of course, legally, whether it's a utility patent or a design. Design patent drawings are extremely important to get very, very accurate and correct, because the actual drawing, as we'll look at later today, when our guest has a design patent, that is what they own, is what it looks like, the aesthetic 2D drawing representing the three-dimensional object. Now, utility patents, you can get away with a little bit, call it less formal, or they can be even informal, so long as they're helpful and they provide additional substance to define what's claimed in the written claim. For utility patents, utility patents, drawings are important, and you should use the right software. The important part about those is you need to make sure that every aspect is flag noted properly. So in the spec, that the written part of the utility patent application, in the detailed description of the drawings, there's going to need to be mention of every single aspect, especially novel aspects. And you mentioned numbering, right? Flag note 1, you've got to make sure that it points to the right part of your drawing. Of course, it's got to be in clear, legible black and white drawing. There are very few exceptions, but they do sometimes allow color if color is part of what's being claimed. So, long-winded way to say, I don't know the software you're talking about, but I would highly recommend you get with a patent attorney or someone who's familiar with patent drafting that can help you with making sure you're going to end up on the right side. Here at Bold, we used a third-party drafting team. We actually use 2 different contractors, and that's all they do every day is draft drawings. We are, as patent attorneys, most of us don't do the drawings anymore. Long ago, we used to. If you've seen some of those old school, posters they've got where the inventor signs and the patent attorney signs as well, the attorney used to be the one that was the artist that actually drew the patent. No longer is the case in most issues. We will find a few patent attorneys with some gray hair that have done some of that in the past. I searched in the USPTO to see if my patent was published a couple months ago. They filed their application 2 years ago. They're saying, I assume the patent is too early to become granted. How can I check the status? I don't see the info when I search the number. Well, I'll answer that question of where to search. At the USPTO, they've got a new patent search. It is quite good, and it's available to the public. It used to be called the PAIR, the PAIR, but now it's part of just the Patent Center, and you can conduct a normal natural language search that will work. And of course, you can also search by your application number. Typically, for utility applications after 18 months, so a year and a half after your priority date, which could either be a provisional or if you filed a non-provisional straight away, 18 months after that earliest filing date, that's about when the application will be published. So long as you did not file a petition to not publish. I won't get into that. Most applications will publish before they grant. The idea there is that you get the word out, you actually share the information and knowledge to the whole world. You're kind of taking a risk as the inventor that, hey, I'm going to be in a way losing my knowledge that I've gained. This invention is going to get shared with the world. You're sort of gambling. You're betting on the fact that you're going to get the application granted. And that is sort of the big trade-off. Is you're sharing the invention, you're helping us all get smarter in exchange for getting a limited monopoly on the claim set that you hopefully issued. And the last part of this question, the second part is, I assume the patent is too early to become granted. Not always true. In fact, you can actually pay and get expedited treatment and get to the front of the line. An examination can be done within a year. So sometimes before a patent's published officially, it gets granted. So the timing for granting really is independent from when it will be published.